Hey everyone, this is Editing John Quixote here. Just want to go ahead and give y'all a heads up and let y'all know that the audio cuts out for the last 12 minutes of the video. We do have a backup audio, but yeah, it's not as good as this quality. So I do apologize for that. Next time I'm going to make sure that I delete the file so we have enough recording time to make sure we don't have to do this again. But yeah, my apologies. Okay, back to the episode.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Quixote.
And I'm your nice to children, mean to adults co-host, Devin.
And welcome to the One Pod Piececast. Y'all might notice it's a lot longer this time. We're changing the format a little bit. We're no longer putting the longer episodes behind the paywall. We never even actually fully got that started yet, but we figured we're going to have the longer episodes, and then we're also going to cut it down to the bits as well. That way, if you want the longer one, you can watch. If you just want to see the bits and pieces of specific parts that might catch your interest, there's going to be that as well. So we are changing that up a little bit. Hopefully that, come on, show us some love, show us some support, hit that subscribe and the like button, all that stuff, and watch the entire thing, please. Analytics, they suck.
Inevitably, there will be content behind a paywall, though, for, day one fans. We got you.
Eventually, we will have stuff. We're going to workshop and figure stuff out for that. Just, for the dedicated.
What the fuck was this chapter, JJ?
It was a rough chapter. I'm not going to lie. This was... I mean, I've only, cried, twice while reading One Piece. This might have been a third time. I at least very much teared up.
I am so mad that how right I was on so many different levels. That's not Kuma's kid. He's like a stepfather. I was right in the worst fucking way possible. Dragon being like, hey,
you've got priorities.
Live a life without regrets, official translation. Which we do pay for and receive.
Well, they pay for and receive. I'm honest, okay? I'm an honest thief. I'm going to steal from you and then tell you about it. Yeah, then go to jail.
To be fair, though, if you look at the merch, you've invested your money. No, but then just all of that. And I think I'm right on the reason why Kuma is going to be called a Tyrant King is because he's going to get real pissed off because, oh yeah, this celestial dragon that lives above them is he a celestial dragon or is it just a king?
No, the guy who's come back to take over, he's just regular king. He's not celestial dragon.
Still, this Doshi king is going to be like, oh, I'm going to set the bottom half of my country on fire. That's logistically intelligent.
Yeah, no, after seeing everything Kuma went through, I'm pretty sure he's just going to go in there and,
I wonder if this is going to be, we learn that Kuma can send less than 100% of someone's body away at one time.
I've never thought about that. That's worse than what I was even thinking of. Yeah. So I was thinking just boom, volcano.
Or boom, moon. Moon. Just...
No, but I mean, I think... If this was a... seinin?
Seinin, I don't know.
The adult, the non-shonen style manga.
Your berserks, your chainsaw mans, right. There's a little bit more blood and gore.
I mean, I think that would definitely be the thing is we would find out then if he could only send part of a body away.
God, yeah, just imagine he just...
That'd be so insane. Oh.
Also means he's been pulling punches this entire time, if that's true as well. But honestly, that probably would have come out already as some form of paw print being removed from a building, so people go, oh, it can just be what gets touched by this paw.
Right. But yeah, I think that, granted how dark we've gotten with this chapter, I don't think Oda would go that dark. Or in that direction of darkness.
Yeah, just a non-consensual childbirth, a death by an incurable disease.
But to be fair, all that was off screen. It happened, but it wasn't like right in front of us kind of thing.
That is kind of my issue with these last few chapters. A lot of content has been off screen. It's been like, look at everyone arriving. Wow, all the stories.
But at the same time, like last time you were like, I kind of wish it would just get to the point.
Mm-hmm. This is getting to the point.
Right. I mean, it would take so much longer, which once again, it would be so amazing to just have all these like side stories.
It's more the God Valley thing. I feel like the Kuma stuff, I'm pretty fine with things happening off screen because it's giving a lot of character development in a short period of time. Kuma has had a lot of screen time already.
You just want God Valley. You want to know everything that happened in God Valley.
It's been so hyped up for like our entire lives. Shanks. Shanks comes from God Valley. It's finally answers about Shanks.
But to be fair, we didn't know anything about God Valley until like post time skip. So
I mean,
so it's more fairly recently we found out about God Valley.
Okay, but when did the time skip happen in real time?
Yeah. Oh, but I mean, it wasn't even until like Wano. So it's been like 3 years that we've learned about God Valley.
God, no, because there was the whole thing, like, you knew about Garp and Gold teaming up at God Valley, like, forever ago.
Well, it feels like forever ago, but that was, like, during the Wano. It was, I think, after Dressrosa that we found out about, because it was around the same time that we learned about the Lurking Legend in Wano. Because that's when everyone was like, oh, I wonder if the Lurking Legend is Zebek.
Just because I'm generally curious, like, in the video, I want you to put right here the first mention of God Valley. Not like, just like the first named mention of God Valley. Like, I'm sure I'm probably wrong, admittedly, like, there's a knowledge gap.
Yeah, I'm going to check that out. I'll post it. You should see it on the screen, or it should have been on the screen for a while now.
Yeah, no, but I feel like more explanation about Shanks, shit. God Valley is a great litmus test about what kind of person Gold was. It would give us more of an understanding of his crew. Talk about a day one hype, you know, the intro. Like, no, and this is a huge moment for him. This is what made him kind of like a hero.
Yeah, but to be fair, this right now is going into like Bonnie, Kuma, and stuff like that. So a lot of irrelevant things to the God Valley stuff has been, you know, parsed away for brevity.
I'm so tired of waiting about explanations. God damn it.
We'll probably get more in the next arc after they leave Egghead. We'll get the Giants' point of view.
Right, they're gonna be like, let's go to Elfbow real fast. No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna like fucking flashback 25 years to when like Gold Roger met the Giants, and then he's gonna be like, hi, I'm Roger, and then it's gonna like, and on off screen it's gonna be like a wall of text, and then it'll be like, it was nice meeting you guys, glad we had this big combat with each other. Because I mean, Divine Departure definitely looks like that one giant attack,
the Spear of Elbath, or
yeah,
was that what it was called? Yeah, I know, like, we've only seen it, like, twice. We saw it when Dorian Bragi did it, and then we saw it when Big Mom did it, somehow.
Well, I mean, because she's a giant.
She's not technically a giant. She's a giant person, but she's still short of being classified as a giant. She doesn't necessarily have giant blood, or maybe somewhere in her lineage she does, but we've never had that as she's a giant, she's just a really big person. I mean, she's a really big mom.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so it's a technique, though. You know, it's not like honestly, what it looks like is it's hitting air so hard and then infusing that air with hockey in some capacity that you send a wave out.
Kind of like the whole sky split.
Yeah. So, I don't really think it's something you need giant blood. I just think you need a certain level of, like, fuck around and find out ability to make it happen. Because who are the two people we've seen do Divine Departure?
Shanks. What was it? Gold Roger?
Gold Roger.
Okay, I wasn't positive on that.
Yeah, no, like the Yo Samurai scene.
Okay, yeah,
Yo Samurai. And he just like levels Odin. You know, the person who canonically one-shot a mountain god.
Yeah, but also to be fair, Odin did like travel, or not Odin, Shanks did travel a long time with Goldie Roger.
Wasn't that his dad?
His adopted dad, but yeah.
No, dad.
But still, but Big Mom learning that technique from the giants who hate her.
Well, I mean, that could be less of a learning and more of a stealing. Because Big Mom's whole thing is like the soul shit, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, I mean, she steals souls, but I don't know if that would necessarily correlate specifically with her gaining abilities based off the soul she steals.
Yeah, but like, we don't know what Napoleon was, right? Like, all of her stuff is stuff that she's given souls or like taken souls and all of her strongest stuff is a soul she took from something strong and put into something and made it.
Right, and Napoleon, Prometheus, and Zeus were, and I guess Hera at the end are all manifestations of her own soul. So, but yeah, I see what you're saying there.
And I mean, like, we don't know. She might not have used like a little bit of a giant soul too. You know, you're telling me Big Mom in her prime couldn't take down a giant? Not like Dorian and Brogy, but like just like Brogy, right? Prime Big Mom.
Probably, depending on if they actually feared her.
I mean, shit, just her, just her ability to manipulate the environment because someone has feared her. She has a litany of soul to like manifest.
Yeah, well, and just in general, yeah. I mean, the fact that we clown on her being an emperor because she's like been the weakest, or been displayed as the weakest of all of them.
More people than Brooke sleep on Big Mom. Okay, Big Mom is great. Big Mom is strong and fantastic. She's a mother. That
being said, yeah, she probably could 1v1 a giant pretty handedly. So I do take back my earlier statements on that. But we're kind of getting way off topic from the chapter.
Because it's sad, dude. Like,
yeah, we don't want to talk about this.
I mean, I'm so tired of just like mystery incurable diseases. It's been a running theme so fucking long in One Piece. And, it's just like, I mean, I guess this is really like a cool way for Chopper to get some fulfillment, because that's what I think is going to happen. I think Bonnie's going to be around the Straw Hats. They're going to move to the future, and Chopper's just going to start doing his doctor thing, because what's his whole thing?
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, this it seems like this is something that's already been cured.
Didn't she have jewels on her face?
No, where she had the jewels, she has the earring, the piercing. So there's several theories going on right now about what could possibly have been. One is the fact that Kuma rejected it and then took it into himself.
And then became a pacifista, so he no longer was like biological.
Right. Another one is that's the reason why Bonnie was taken to Vegapunk's lab that one time, and that's why Kuma has agreed to do all this for the government, is in order to cure Bonnie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are the two main theories that I've heard. Both of them sound solid. So, and it makes sense why she would be able to make it to the age of 12, because we found out that I was right. Bonnie is a child.
It is so much a reverse Lolicon situation. Like, did Oda just watch Demon Slayer and was like, hey, I want the worst part about this whole series right now?
Well, I think it was more just, I don't think he was thinking of it in those terms. I think he was thinking of more of like, we're kind of, Egghead Islands has kind of been a little bit of a mystery all around for stuff. We're getting like reveal of who the traitor Vegapunk was. I mean, there's other mysteries still going on there. We've are learning about like Saturn and the Gorsei.
I want to go back to that. The surprising, the traitor Vegapunk is the one with his evil intent inside. Ooh.
Well, I mean,
they're all aspects of his personality. Okay, so he split off his like mega mind aspect of his personality and put it in one, and that's the one with ambition so strong caused her to betray people. Like, oh, shocking it wasn't his sense of justice.
No, I mean, everyone was pretty certain it wasn't going to be Shaka.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it was like other ones where it was more like wrath or greed or gluttony should have been more obvious just because of how little we saw of them.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it was one of those things where, you know, the mysteries have been more prominent here, more revelations on those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And so the mystery of like Bonnie actually being a child kind of makes sense in the context.
Because I'm on like the fans side of things more, because, you know, I'm trying to find like fan theories and things for us to talk about and things of that nature, which means I see fan art more, and I fucking hate this. Like I already don't like fan art in the specific kind of fan art that I'm referencing. Not like all general, like, oh, here's me as a One Piece character, here's my persona. Like, no, it's like, yo, I've made thirst traps out of these characters.
Right,
it's just
like pinups and...
Right, I don't know, I've just never really gotten into it, because ambient horny isn't something that I understand. It just doesn't make much sense to me. So... But knowing how much smut of Bonnie is out there, and like, don't like that.
But at the same time, you know, degenerates are going to be degenerates no matter what.
No, I know. I hate it so much. Like, I would have been willing for this whole chapter to prove me wrong and you wrong, because that's what this chapter was. It was both of us saying awful dumb shit that ended up being right, and it was right in the best way possible because Oda's really good. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mainly because I'm viewing it more just from the aspect of the story.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
What people do outside of the story with it, I'm not as pleased about, but as far as like the story itself, I do like where it's kind of been taken with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, Bonnie being a kid and then having the age fruit is like such a, the second you know, it's like, oh my, I should have seen this coming. It's so obvious, but like, it was just stacked underneath so many things. It was like it's good. It's good writing. It's annoying, like the whole, like, I don't know. The kid's calling Bonnie a vampire, and she's like, I live in a church, is the funniest shit to me. Because they're like, this cross will hurt you. Just, I live in a church. It's just like this, some peak Bonnie right there. I want her to get her moment. Like, I want her to just, like, age a Gorsei out of existence. Just like, oh, your demon know me fruit. More like, you know, pull some Shanks on your soul is mine shit.
But that brings up the question, if they're actually fully immortal, would they actually get aged?
Yeah, I mean, annoying. I think they're just like old for fucking ever. I don't even think they're actually like immortal, because it's something I've noticed is Oda will draw a character away, and then except for the main people, they don't really change super hard. Like, Whitebeard just got more sickly.
Yeah, but it seems like the Gorsei, whenever we see them, like, I think the earliest we've seen them in full figure was, at God Valley? At least Saturn at God Valley. Mm-hmm. It looks exactly the same. And that was when Kuma was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, was Whitebeard still blonde at that point in time?
I believe so, yeah. Because this would have been before Odin even joined Roger's crew, I believe.
Yeah. Then, I mean, shit, it's Shanks' birth.
Yeah, it would definitely be before Odin, because Shanks wasn't even part of the crew. Wasn't even adopted at that point.
North Pole, South Pole.
So yeah, Whitebeard would have
the glorious locks.
Yeah, the golden blonde hair.
Daddy Whitebeard. I want to see one of them get punched in their fucking face, dude.
I'm sure we're going to see it. We're going to see all the gore. Hopefully we're going to see all the fucking celestial dragons get knocked the fuck out, because they are just deplorable.
I want Dofi to come back just to get put down like a fucking rabid dog. I want the Rob Belushi scene, but with Dofi, where it's just like, haha, Straw Hat, I'm gonna cause you some what the fuck? Like, just, he's like, I've turned everything to string, and Luffy's like, huh, rubber string. I just want it to go hard R when it's like murdering Dofi on screen, just like blood veins popping. I want this to look like a fan comic where someone was like, I don't like Dofi. I don't know if that shows. I hate him. I hate his walk, his stupid laugh, his boa. Fucking fixed faucet ass, no drip, like...
But you know what's kind of funny about the whole... When Dofi was introduced? Who was he introduced with?
Kuma. So I know he's coming back in some capacity soon.
Well, not just that, but the fact that it's literally like... We've seen Kuma, he is like literally the best of people. With Dofi being like literally the worst of people.
Yeah, but Kuma also wasn't wearing glasses by that point, right?
Huh?
Was Kuma wearing glasses when he was walking up with Dofi?
I do not recall or not, but I mean, we still know Kuma's a very good person.
We've seen Kuma wearing glasses almost exclusively as a human. We didn't see Kuma wearing glasses as a pacifista, so we don't really know if Kuma had already been like...
I don't see how that counters the argument I'm making.
He didn't have his humanity anymore?
No, he still had humanity. He was in the process of getting changed, but he didn't truly lose that humanity till somewhere in that 2-year time skip.
I mean, are you just saying that like this is supposed to be an introduction of the most selfish and the most selfish and the most altruistic?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I'm not trying to say like, yeah.
Just no association with Dofi. Like, and I just, who was Law raised by? Sure as fuck not Dofi. All right, that's how it's going. I like the callback to a couple of the illnesses that have popped up, like the white lead illness and the other one that I can't remember.
Amber lead.
I thought it was white.
I think it's amber lead. The one that Law had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's amber lead poisoning.
Oh, thought it was white lead poisoning. And what was the other illness that got mentioned in this chapter?
I mean, the only other one I know of is the one that was just introduced, that the sapphire scales, which I think that's the first time that's been mentioned in the story. I mean, the first doctor that came to see them was like, oh, she gets sick in the sun? I don't believe it. Let's put her in the sun.
And like the official, it was like, we should do more testing and put her in the sun. And Kuma was like,
are you fucking serious?
Yeah. I was like, be fucking for real right now, please and thank you.
I mean, off topic, it just reminds me of like a SCP. Crap, what is
SCP?
Yeah, SCP-736. Is it 736, 738? The indestructible lizard. I don't know why I can't remember the number off the top of my hand because they're all fucking numbers.
There's also thousands of them.
Or multiple thousands. I think they're like in the 5,000s now. But like some of the tests that they did with the indestructible lizard, or that one scientist did, where it was like, I wonder how it will react to a child. And their child was screaming and crying, and lizard ate. Oh, I wonder if the crying and screaming was aggravating the lizard. Let's drug a child and throw it in there. Drug the child saying they're happy. Just,
Lizard eats the child, yeah.
Oh, I wonder... No, stop.
You have bad scientific method.
Well, they literally took him and then put him in there, and then as the notes, it was like, because he was a sick fuck feeding children to this thing.
Which, I mean, I feel like it's how Kuma's going to be handling. It does annoy me that it just put 2 and 2 together. That makes Bonnie a celestial dragon.
Yes, but no.
Biologically,
but I don't think the celestial dragons would see it that way. It's kind of like that situation of,
this wasn't an inbred child, this isn't a pure blood, yada yada.
Yeah, it's not a pure blood, this was a slave baby.
A slavey, if you will.
So, I mean, they would not view Bonnie as a celestial dragon.
I told you they weren't going to let Kuma fuck. Told you. Takuma's a pious man.
I just don't like the way you say that, though. It just implies so many other horrible things.
Kuma is a virgin because he has given his life to sacrifice and the Lord. Kuma is an idealized version, and all members of religious factions should attempt to be like Kuma. Kuma ain't done shit. Kuma ain't never gonna fuck. And that's okay. I love him for it.
No, but but did you see? I mean, just seeing how all that affected Kuma, so heartbreaking.
Oh yeah, he's drawn differently now. His edges are drawn sharper, than they were in the beginning.
You saw how Jinny being abducted turned him into a more callous individual.
Oh yeah, he just became
emotionless.
Mm-hmm. A pacifist before he became a pacifist. I mean, I think that's also part of how Kuma's going to become the Tyrant King, is he's just going to be fucking tired. Like, there's a certain amount of stress that taking the high road constantly gives on a brain. Kuma's going to snap. There's going to be something that pushes him this fucking far.
Well, and considering that it's like every time something good happens to Kuma, it's followed up by something even more disastrous.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, current theory on my end is that the king in the north that wants to burn down the place in the bottom is going to attack Kuma's church first as sort of I remember from the previous ruling class, blah, 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 blah. And then Bonnie's going to be left in the sun, which is going to make her have a lot of a reaction to the Sapphire Scales, which is going to make Kuma lose his shit, which is going to make him go on a warpath, take over the country, and then go to Vegapunk and be like, listen, fix my daughter, I'll do whatever you need, which is going to lead into your theory that that's how Kuma starts interacting with the world government.
Well, and honestly, I think he's going to kill the king.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and they might show it on screen, they might show it off screen. I don't know which way, but he's going to kill the king. I think that's how he gets the title of Tyrant King.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to get it from killing the previous ruling class. That's part of the rules. That's just how you get that title. Such a fucking sad chapter. I'm ready for some more upbeat One Piece, though. It's been a hot minute. I need cool shit, or I need upbeat.
Let's go back to Gear 5th Luffy. Come on.
I'm ready for Gear 6, just so it can,
No, what would be Gear 6th?
Luffy has control back over all of it.
Oh, I thought he already technically... you're talking about where he just is basically able to go in and out of it without any repercussions?
Mm-hmm. And maybe more of, because, it is Luffy controlling it, right? But it's, controlling an out-of-control semi. Because, he's, laughing uncontrollably and stuff like that. Luffy being able to be in Gear 5 and then also take it seriously. Because we see him take things seriously, 5 times throughout the series?
Well, I think that's kind of counterintuitive to what Gear 5th is, or what Nika is in the first place. That's the whole reason why, instead of it being this whole super serious thing that everyone was expecting Gear 5 to be, it ended up being this complete... I don't want to say joke, because it's not like it's a complete joke, but it's a joke.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's a funny joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's not I need to stop trying to explain.
Yeah, no, I mean, I see that. More forms sell more toys, though. Something to think about.
There are already so many forms.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only gear we haven't explored is Gear 1.
That's just Luffy. Luffy's Gear 1.
Or Gear 0, Gear Reverse.
What if Luffy's final ability was the ability to solidify? And become super dense? Just hype, that's what Gear 0 is everything around becomes just, aged rubber. And everything's just super hard.
Oh, galvanized? Or galvanized?
Mm. And just, Luffy just starts hitting them with, hammers.
That would be brutal. Because galvanized rubber is very brittle.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be almost akin to Boa Stone Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Holy.
Hell yeah, baby.
This is what One Piece could have been if it was a seinin.
Right, just Oh yeah, Luffy can give himself more stretch by removing stretch from other people.
It's like Big Mom's ability, but with stretchiness.
Like, are you afraid of me? Oh my god! Luffy is a voodoo
doll. Are you afraid of me?
Right. It's like, no, you fucking 16-year-old. What are you doing? I have a gun. Bang. Oh god, guns don't hurt you.
All of a sudden becomes one of those mascot horror games.
5 minutes at Luffy's. Alright, let's use the One Piece crew to cast Five Nights at Freddy. Alright. Freddy Fazbear, Luffy, fucking Robin, Chico. It's there. It writes itself. Usopp, Foxy. I know way too much about this fucking game series. Zoro would be Springtrap. Not for any other reason except it's funniest to me. I give up. Just saying Five Nights at Freddy's so you can put it in the tags because it's topical because of the movie.
I don't think that's enough to try to put it in the tags, unfortunately.
Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's.
I mean, I could be dishonest and just put whatever the fuck in the tags, but...
I mean, to be fair, we did talk about it. I'll talk about William Afton. Fucking get at me, Matt Pat. You're not the only one.
Honestly, if y'all want us to branch off into more, very discussion types, I mean, we're game for it. I mean, if you want us to talk D&D one episode, if y'all want us to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's...
D&D would probably be easier, just like off rip. I did want our viewers to get a little bit of a chance to get to know you as a host better, maybe inevitably next week, me as a host better. So I want to talk about the best, want to talk about the worst. And this week's best and worst for you is going to be best character, worst character. So I like to start negatively, so I end on a high note. So who is the worst character in One Piece?
And by worst, are you talking about the one I dislike the most, or... Okay.
Yeah, this is purely subjective.
See, it's really hard to figure out... Oh, wait, no, I know worst. Crap, what is his name? That, the first celestial dragon that we...
Oh, the one Luffy just fucking...
Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Man, I don't know why I can't remember his name.
Because he sucks.
It's like whenever I try to think of a specific thing, boop, gone.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when you have a compendium of knowledge and you don't have an atlas in the back of it to let you know where everything is.
But yeah, homeboy. Mm-hmm. No, not even homeboy. Motherfucker.
Home op. Oh, jeez, you said the F word, JJ. Calm down. Stay in your fucking lane, bud.
When it comes,
the one who cusses.
It's like when it comes to the celestial dragons, though. It's like almost collectively they are the worst.
Yeah, but he's like the litmus test of like, cool. This is what One Piece has to do to make us hate a character. Let's enslave a girl. Let's be a slimy racist. Let's be drawn to be the ugliest character.
Like, he's literally the first introduction of just the depths of deplorability. I'm making up words here. I despise him so much.
The thing is, he doesn't even he's not even the worst of them too, which is the thing that bothers me. Like, yeah, he sucks, but it's like the fucking bottom of the Atlantic Ocean versus the Marianas Trench, yeah, both are down there, but one gets way worse. All right, best character. Go ahead and say it. Talk about your fucking Sandy Daddy.
And I wouldn't necessarily say Crocodile is the best character, but he is my favorite.
Yeah, once again, this is more subjective. Best worst is just your favorite, your least favorite.
Right. So I mean, Crocodile just ever since his introduction has been chef kiss. I mean, just amazing. He was the first true villain.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just a short-term affair type thing like Don Krieg. Oh, this little arc, Arlong, this little arc. This was multiple arcs. We had Little Guard and Whiskey Peak. Introduction to the Grand Line as a whole. Mm-hmm. We got Chopper, Robin from the whole interactions, and just Crocodile showed how a competent villain could really wreck the main crew.
Yeah.
I mean, defeated Luffy twice or three times before finally getting, uppercutted into oblivion. I mean, just the fact that the only thing that stopped him was his arrogance, his ego.
Actually, that helps me segue into the next segment of Convince Me I'm Wrong, where I pick a fan theory and I make JJ fight against it.
With no preparation.
Absolutely none in the slightest. I do not tell him the topics, and we just go from there. So, a current very popular fan theory of the reason why low gear Luffy could beat, or like a no gear Luffy could beat Crocodile, and how these like actual contenders who were like well known for being strong were getting wasted by early stage Luffy, is that staying in a weaker ocean makes you a weaker pirate.
Okay. Not the theory I thought you were going to go with.
Well, yeah, no, that's no. I'm saving that one because I'm gonna get like bullets for that theory.
But you said staying in a weaker ocean makes you a weaker pirate?
Yeah, like so if Arlong wouldn't have been in the East Blue, if Arlong would have been like North Blue, right? He wouldn't have been like battle axed out of existence by Luffy. That just being surrounded by weaker waters. Because, a lot of really strong pirates were born in the East Blue. Sure, you have your Luffy, you have your Gold, you have, I think, Riley? You have Garp. Garp's not a pirate, but, if he was a pirate, he would be fucking top tier. And they all left the East Blue and became way stronger. Luffy got huge power boosts just going, not like just going to the Grand Line, but if you look at like the timeline, he was putting in pressure as soon as you start going into other oceans.
I would actually think that whole argument actually just defeats itself. Because where did Luffy start off?
East Blue. Where did he get stronger?
He got stronger along the way through difficult encounters. I have a question for you. After Kuro, who did he fight against?
Remind me, because that's a long time ago for me.
Gold Armor.
Oh.
Don Krieg.
Yeah. Who
was coming back from...
Well, he got washed on the Grand Line. Like, so he had just had his fleet washed. That's the thing. Don Krieg had been like...
Right. But he was in stronger waters coming back.
He's also known as the strongest of the East Blue once he came back as well.
But he was in the stronger waters. Luffy defeated him. And honestly, very easily.
I mean, yeah, but like... That someone being strong and being from the East Blue is canon and okay, but if Luffy had just stayed in the East Blue, he would have never gotten strong. And like the theory is like if you go back to a weaker ocean and you stay there, you it's kind of like dulling the blade, right? So and the reason why Crocodile like is now also showing more like larger scale feats is because he's like stopped fucking around and just like being a mafia warlord.
I'm still. I mean, I understand the philosophy.
I'm wrong.
I understand the philosophy of like, yeah, as you go along the way. I mean, there's a reason why the Grand Line is called the Pirate's Graveyard, because it's a dangerous ocean. Going to there, it's going to be more like training, anyways. Same with going to the New World. It's going to be more dangerous waters. It's going to be more like training. So yeah, if you're more likely going to be able to become stronger by going to these more dangerous places, but just because you're in those places doesn't necessarily make you better pirates. Like, look at the pirate crews that are surrounding Shanks. A lot of them consider themselves failures, and Kid was able to quite easily, and we saw even like in the future side that he was going to wreck shit on them.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've been hanging out in dangerous waters. They're not better pirates for it.
Well, I mean, but like, okay, compare them, but it still kind of confirms it though, because if you stop training, right? We can't compare them to. Shanks would wash Kuro's pirates, right? Like, just fair thing. Shanks would 1v Kuro's entire crew.
I mean,
Oh, pardon me. I meant to say Kid. Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Kid would 1v Kuro's entire crew.
I was about to say, yeah, he would, let's see, Buggy's, Buggy's starting out crew, Kuro's, Krieg's, Arlong's. I mean, He would have
probably all at one time. Honestly, 1v them, just like one divine departure.
I mean, I don't even think Shanks would have an issue with Inaru.
Oh yeah, no,
like Shanks literally wipes all the way up to like even now. So
well, Shanks can neutralize observation hockey, so like that's how he beats Inaru, just like 1v1, because they can call it mantra all they want, it's still fucking hockey.
Yeah, so Shanks is not like Shanks himself is not a fair.
I definitely meant to say Kid though. Like my brain, I was like Kid. So Kid 1v's Kuro's Pirates, right?
Kid 1v's Kuro's Pirates, yes.
Yeah, right. But that he like GG easy, right? So we can't confirm that. It just showed that Kid was gonna like wash those pirates around Shanks, but it wasn't gonna say like how much of a difficulty it would be. You know, it's hard to, because of how things get power scaled in One Piece, it is hard to like go, yeah, but what if someone went back and fought them, because it's like everyone's the strongest of this area. But like,
well, and think of it like this also. It makes sense why like stronger seas, you're not going to have as many weaker pirates, because they're going to die.
Do you think the Arlong that fought Luffy would be strong enough to be running on Jinbei's pirate crew? Because there's something about that throws me.
I mean, yeah, I think Arlong would be able to run on Jinbei. I mean, maybe not personality-wise, but strength-wise, yeah.
Well, I mean,
he would be...
Was he with Jinbei or was he with Kingfisher? He was with one of the two.
He was with Kingfisher, and I think for a short while they might have been where Jinbei was the acting captain of the
Fisher Pirates.
Yeah, the fish. It was they were the Sun Pirates, weren't they?
Oh yeah, because the slave mark getting turned into a Nakia's son, which fucking super fun reference to future things. Also makes Jinbei's whole like, oh, Luffy, such a nice guy. I'm obsessed with you now. Ha 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 ha. Make more sense. Do you think Jinbei's gonna get a moment soon? Because Jinbei's kind of like last cool thing was the Big Mom situation.
Yeah, honestly, I would like, just in general, you know, after Egghead, yeah, we still need some from Luffy, but could we get some more focus on the individuals?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's almost like, what's the point of having a pirate crew if you never get to see the pirate crew?
Yeah, I guess they have been just sort of like sequestered off into like reactionary shots since like the end of Wano, where it's just been like, oh.
Well, it was like even during Wano, it's like I wanted more from a lot of like the headliner fights.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just like each one just got one chapter, which you could say, oh, that should be more than enough, but it didn't feel like it with how much that the headliners were kind of hyped up.
Mm-hmm. Like they could have did like the fight being a chapter, and then the end of the fight being the first half of one chapter, and then the beginning half of the next person's fight being the second half of that chapter, and then one chapter dedicated to the fight. Then end that.
Something like that. It just felt like everything with all the other Straw Hats gets rushed through, except for maybe Sanji, maybe Zoro.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because we haven't seen shit really with Nami, Usopp. Yeah. I mean, it's about to be Usopp's moment because we're going to Elphaba. It's literally Fable backwards. Like, you can't fucking convince me any otherwise.
It's definitely Fable backwards. And I mean, it makes sense because supposedly Jaguar D. Saul is on Elbaf. I mean, who is Robin. And that's why I'm also hoping there's going to be more focus on some of the other Straw Hats. Because, like, for instance, we've got, if they go to Elbaf, Robin needs to see Jaguar. And we need some connection there.
And that's confirmed he's still alive? Because I could have swore he's dead.
It was one of those things where it was kind of I think it was Vegapunk back in like the flashback and everything, and bringing it up where it's hinted at heavily. Like, it's not 100% confirmed, but it is like almost like, hey, Jaguar, still alive. Hey.
I mean, like, I kind of hope he is, because I feel like Nico has been taking some hits. And she's just Nico Robin, right? She's not Nico D. Robin?
Yeah, it's just, I believe it's just Nico Robin, because I don't think her mom had the initial D in there, but of course we also don't know But we also don't know who her dad is, so...
I need some answers for classic questions. Like, it is cool that we're getting a lot of answers now about people and stuff, but there are more pertinent questions that are necessary for the end of the series, and the quicker we get the answer, the more they'll be able to kind of like build on that and build on that rest of the series aspect of it, because you know, like the will of D and what that actually is and why the world government fears it so much, and is it really just people who like still have the same soul as that initial like Nefertiti, because it wasn't her name like Nefertiti D something.
Yeah, it was like Nefertiti D Lily.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it's Vivi's mom. But just, is it like or not Vivi's mom, but Vivi's like great grandma.
Great. So many greats and then grandma.
Right. But it's just like, what the fuck is the will of D? Like, why do so many people have it?
Yeah.
Is it a relation thing? Is it like just a title thing?
Well, I think it's it's supposed to be indicative of kind of like a relation type thing. It might not necessarily be a relation as far as like blood relation, but kind of like how a lot of people will say like their family is those who they make it.
Yeah, but also the whole point about found family is like choosing that, right. And not for nothing, but Luffy ain't never met Jaguar. You know what I mean? Just like. You know, I guess maybe it's like an indicator of like, you're gonna find your family. It's like a cutie mark that says you're gonna find them. Got options to branch out into. I've been to the dark side of the internet. I know what y'all do.
I mean, hey, if y'all want to talk MLP, we'll talk MLP.
Not on my fucking life. Not a day. Not a chance.
We'll talk about them cloppers.
You say those fucking words to me one more time, boy. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. I will look you dead in the eye and kill you dead, son. Haha, hire me for voice acting work. God, no, just like... I'm like, I love this series, but it's like, I fucking hate it at the same time. I have to reread the whole thing. Part of me...
Well, and right now you're seeing the burden of being caught up with the manga.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, oh, it's too long. I don't want... No, the real struggle is once you catch up. Like, it's a fun ride until you catch up. Then it's like waiting fucking forever.
Yeah, because, I mean... A lot happens in the chapters, so I'm not going to be like, oh, the pacing's bad.
I mean, you get a lot of content.
There's just so much shit going on that it's hard to, like... Like, it's just I don't know. I want, like, so much for everyone to get their moment. I want to know what the fuck the One Piece is. I want to know what the Will of D is. I want to know if Shanks is the traitor. I want to know if Stabs is going to be a fucking reality, because I'm still not entirely sure if that's not going to be a thing.
And to be fair, you brought it up this time.
I know. Stabs is the albatross around my neck. I prayed, and Oda spoke to me and was like, hey, listen, sometimes we have burdens to bear. And I was like, I didn't know you spoke English.
Oda came to me in a vision.
And he said words in Japanese that I'm not going to attempt to say.
But one was prominent. Stabs.
Stabs. God. I also just, like, want to go ahead and see, like... I just want that fucking victory lap of everyone that's been hyped up, you know? I want to know what Monkey Dude's whole thing is. I want Ben Beckman to prove that I'm right and he's a scientist and that's actually a laser gun. That's why, or he has like hockey bullets or some shit, or sea stone hockey bullets.
No, you saw from the live action, it's just a regular gun.
You're so fucking mad about that.
Oh, I am furious.
That's your one real complaint with the live action. It's just that, like, Beckman used his gun and it's a little rushed.
That is, like, my personal, because I think overall it's probably not that big a deal, but for me, it's a fucking huge one because Ben Beckman is like my third favorite character.
Crocodile.
Second one's a mystery right now.
Because you don't know, or
maybe it's a mystery.
So that means Ben Beckman's your second favorite character because he's the only one you can name.
You remember that thing about having a whole lot of information?
You don't remember? Do you remember what your second favorite character did?
No.
Word. All right. It's probably like Pero or whatever, you know.
Perospero? No.
Come on, everyone loves Perospero.
No, I actually do like Perospero and the concept of him, but he's not like in my favorites.
Who was the ghost girl that Usopp beats by having too much self-doubt? Perona. Yeah, I think like everyone just really likes the idea of Perona being like a tsundere girlfriend to Hawkeye. Like, but he just doesn't fucking care, so it doesn't work. And it's just like, that must be the most tumultuous relationship. What do you think Zoro witnessed in that point in time? That's why he keeps one eye closed.
He walked in on them one night. Opened the door, peek.
Nah, he just cut out that eye. He was like, I can't do it. No, watch it be something like that. Watch it be like Zoro's eyes just like, someone's like, why haven't you opened your eye in a while? I was like, I clearly have a cut on it. Like, I got into a training accident and lost an eye. Like, what the fuck do you think?
I was actually very upset whenever the time skip happened and saw that with Zoro.
Why?
I honestly, I don't know. It just felt like it was less Zoro after, seeing that.
Well, yeah, because his eye was closed, so you got less of him.
But it just felt like it didn't seem right that Zoro would have that kind of an issue during the training.
Maybe they just did it because it looks raw as fuck. Like, one eye always looks cooler than two eyes. Gojo proved that no eyes is the coolest.
Yeah, but that's also like going this entire time with Zoro, seeing everything that he's been up against, everything that he's done, all the other stuff that he's done, and it just felt like taking an eye away from him made him less Zoro, and not metaphorically, not just physically.
Yeah, well, also every woman
it almost felt like it made him weaker, even though he's stronger. It felt like it made him seem weaker. I mean, granted, once we've been, but that's also kind of like the how it kind of felt with a lot of the Straw Hats when they were reintroduced, like Frankie. Like when Frankie was reintroduced and he no longer was, the.
You had a problem with Frankie having less human bits? His whole thing is on the robot.
A lot of people did not like Frankie's design when he was reintroduced.
Because he was buff?
Because everyone was still wanting the original Frankie look, but it was changed so drastically. I mean, it was still Frankie. It was still the same colors. It was just more blocky and buffy.
I mean, Usopp came back fucking shredded. Every woman character came back looking like Nami, but with bigger boobs. Like,
yeah. Honestly, I think I think Frankie was probably the biggest one, but for me personally, also Zoro having. Even though I'm not the biggest Zoro fan, but still, I mean, it's grown on me at this point. But back when it first was introduced that way, I kind of had some issues with it. And it's kind of hard to explain. It just felt like it wasn't Zoro-ish at the time.
I hope it's like some Nick Fury ass shit where it was just like a cat scratched his eye. Like it's just something that's nothing. Just absolutely nothing indeed.
No, nothing's already happened.
Nothing else happened. Okay, so about that time for us to hit the Devil Fruit randomizer and see which one we'd prefer.
And we might have to look up one because I think I know what the Sabi Sabi Nomi is if she had it. That's a Rush fruit, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Marine that like grabbed one of Zoro's swords and melted it so he could have an excuse to get Shisui.
Yeah, and versus the Sarasara Nomi model leopard.
Fucking Rob Lucci. God. One of those is only useful for being a supervillain. There is no other, and not even like any kind of effective supervillain either. It is purely just like I do domestic terrorism things and make buildings fall apart.
See, I disagree because obviously, granted, just because, Marines are subservient to the world government doesn't necessarily mean Marines are evil. Yes, we've seen evil Marines, but obviously this guy was a Marine fighting pirates.
Yeah.
Granted, they were good pirates, but, they don't necessarily know that.
What real-world application could the Rust No Me fruit do? Like, do me a favor. There's a cat stuck in a tree. Use the Rust No Me fruit to save that cat stuck in a tree.
Get a bunch of metal, rust it, turn it into rust dust. That way you have a pile to be able to walk up the pile and get the cat.
Right.
And walk back down.
Or you could just go get like a ladder from a store. Walk up, return the ladder, get your money back.
You go, you get the ladder, you turn it to rust.
You get 17,000 more ladders, turn those into rust, create a pathway. I feel like the Sar No Me model leopard is just gonna take this one purely based on you can turn into a big fucking cat, guys. What are you gonna do? And it's awakened now, which I don't even know what that really means.
Well, you can awaken any devil fruit.
Yeah,
just imagine you can turn the entire environment to rust.
Yeah, it would be cool. You could decay other things, but then that would make, once again, a really good supervillain. But okay, we take 2 equal level fighters. We give them those devil fruits. Who takes that fight?
It's a little one-sided because depending on how. What are you gonna rust on a cat?
Nothing.
It's a little one-sided in that aspect.
Yeah. Okay, but aside from escaping a metal box.
Yeah, you could do magic.
Oh boy, you could do magic as a cat person.
That was the point I was hoping you wouldn't bring up.
Hey guys, I'm going to turn into a big cat.
Yeah, but there's other utilities for being able to incorporate into magic tricks. You can make money that way.
You can make money as a big cat.
Yeah, but you can do different kinds of shows where it's oh, I got handcuffs on me. I'm going to put them in the box and woo, I'm free. But yeah, I agree. If I was to choose between a rust or turn into a cat,
big cat. Yeah, no, that one kind of takes itself. All right, so it's time for us to pick a fight. What we're going to do is we are going to find 2 random One Piece characters. We're going to put them against each other and just kind of argue who wins. I think we're going to be a little bit more honest with ourselves this time. Got some time constraints today. Got some stand-up shows on my end. You can find me on Instagram at JetFuelCan'tMeltNewMetalBeams.
And you can find me here.
Always.
On Junkie Hode, YouTube.
Alright, so we have Karma and Zeus. I'll take Zeus this time. Just to go ahead and work our way through. So let's talk about Karma. Karma's Fishman, isn't he? No, he's a zombie.
I think Karma's a Whitebeard pirate.
Oh shit. That alone might give you some validity.
Against Zeus. Oh, no, he is he is of the Whitebeard Pirates, and he is a fishman, okay. He's a toctopus. I just thought he had an octopus on his head.
No, I don't remember him being a fishman. I don't know, I feel like it's not as one-sided as you think, because Whitebeard Pirates kind of can use hockey at a base level, can't they? Isn't that sort of a thing? You have to be able to stand up to Whitebeard's hockey just to be on his crew.
I can't remember if he's a commander or not.
It said he was a captain.
What was he?
Captain of the Tsukuba Pirates.
Or was he one of the Allied?
He's one of the Allied pirates.
Oh, okay, he's one of the Allied pirates. Okay, so yeah.
But he's a captain of his respective crew.
Gotcha. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I think Zeus has got this. Because, Zeus is literally a piece of Big Mom's soul, an Emperor's soul.
Just pound for pound, you are a water-based Pokemon. I am a lightning-based Pokemon. Get ready for this super effective damage.
Yeah, lightning. Lightning is, that is, Zeus is lightning.
Fishman karate, lightning.
You chops a cloud, it's just going to split in half, reform. I don't think there's much that Karma could actually feasibly do. Maybe with hockey?
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, hockey-coated water bullets would probably fucking suck for Zeus. Because it's hard to reform around hockey. Hockey, like, its whole thing is kind of negating devil fruits. To an extent. Not, like, a pure 1-to-1.
Yeah, but I just don't see... I mean, if it was, like... I don't know, maybe if it was a higher-ranking commander, like, maybe Jozu with Diamond, maybe
Jozu is so fucking bunk, though. Like, I've never actually talked about this, but I think Jozu, like, because you know my biggest issue with Diamond no Mi? You can't fucking move. That's why he only makes half of his body diamond. He's not living diamond. He just turns into diamond.
But it's still, like, it would be like a perfect defense against, like, something like Zeus's, like, diamonds!
Only if he goes full diamond.
Right, but still, I mean, he only has to go full diamond for you know, a split second whenever he gets shot, and that's why I'm saying it would make more sense, like, against someone like Jozu, but like, or a higher ranking commander like Marco versus Zeus. I could see that as
Marco washes, like, because who did Marco fight to a standstill? Queen, right?
Yes.
Because there was that big kick moment from Marco where he was just like, stop. And then starts, like, putting pressure on Queen. Queen can beat Zeus in a fight. Like,
I'd agree with that, yeah.
Because, I mean, if you didn't, that would be, like, cool. So Nami beats Queen. Nami beats Jack. Because, like, Jack was weaker than Queen, who's weaker than King, who's weaker than Pekka. Like, that was the power dynamic. That's why Queen was the left hand and King was the right hand.
Right, and that's why I'm also saying, like, one of the higher ranking commanders of Whitebeard, and not, like, the lower ones. Like, Izo versus Zeus. No, Izo wouldn't be able to take on Zeus. But, like, upper ranking commanders of the of the emperors, I think, would be able to handle Zeus. But I don't think even, like, an ally pirate like Karma, I don't think would have the strength and capabilities of being able to take on an embodiment of the Emperor's soul.
Does the weakest red hair main crew pirate beat the strongest Whitebeard main crew pirate in a 1v1 fight?
Probably not. Because I think Shanks does have, like, some, does have, like, some weaker people on the main crew.
Like Monkey Guy?
Well, I mean, we don't know their powers or their abilities, but yeah, I mean, I would think that, like, Marco, I mean, being, you know, wait, you said the top of Whitebeard's crew versus the bottom of Shanks' crew?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they're all, like, all but confirmed Holy Knights, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think, like... We're not getting into that. But I think Marco, I mean, if Marco was to join Shanks' crew, he'd be in the upper area of Shanks' crew. I mean, he'd be above Rockstar. Most definitely above Rockstar.
Yeah, that's fair. God, I just want more explanation about these secondary crews. Like, I want more. I want power scaling. I'm tired of hype. I want feats, you know, because there's so much hype with a lot of these characters. Like, why was Ben Beckman able to threaten an admiral? Why is Shanks so strong even though he had half of his fucking fighting power removed?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Eventually we'll be there. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be sad.
Yeah, because then I'm going to be like, it's over, and then I have to reread it. But you know what? Like, everything has to end at one point. You know.
Enjoy the ride as it's going along. Enjoy the hype as it comes up. Don't push it forward too much. Enjoy the suffering of the wait.
Flip a fucking table, I swear to Christ.
Please don't. I don't have money to replace it.
No, not yet. Until we get the Patreon up.
With our tasteful nudes.
Dog, I haven't. Like, my on the internet. It's not hard to find.
But are they tasteful?
No, it is. It's videos of me. Like, it's. I'm lazy. I have nothing but. Don't post my nowhere. No.
Yeah, but I mean, tell us what y'all think. Rush fruit or Jaguar fruit, or also Karma versus Zeus. Who y'all think will win?
Or if you want to get silly with it, give Karma the big cat no me fruit. Give Zeus the rust fruit and see what fucking happens.
And also let us know what your thoughts were about chapter 1098.
Get in the comments that you're tired of being sad all the time. I see you, sad nation.
All right. Until next time, we hope y'all have a wonderful day, and let's agree
To disagree next time.
Heck yeah. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.